like what we were talking about with the shaman. My question to you is, what's your trips like with DMT?
I've only ever puffed on it, on the actual DMT substance, but it was wild. I didn't go like full blast off. I just like, they were like, go full blast off. I was like, I'll go slow. And I saw this dude across the room from me who was sitting there. There's all this algae behind him, crazy, these algae tanks. But I saw gravity. Like right now we're being sucked down, but we're desensitized to the imagery. Like I'm used to looking at you how you look. But with the DMT, I was like, whoa, you're being pulled towards Earth. It was like it desensitized me to my gravity bias. That was specifically DMT. With ayahuasca, I've sipped on the plant. I also have not done the ceremony yet. And then I just felt the DMT rush. It was like bitter grass.
That's something I would be interested in. Because the experience I had with DMT recently was I was sitting outside after I was puffing on the, I got the powder stuff. And I was started to see elephants and like tusk men. And after a while, I got this urge to go lay down. So I went and lay down, covered up, had my eyes closed. And I kept seeing like this refracting. Like, have you ever tried to look into a cube that's lined with mirrors on the inside? Yeah. It was like looking in the corner with like the two sides of the mirrors, and there was like faces, like a blue face, the tusk, red face, and like eyeballs, but it was kind of like swirling. It was very interesting.
We were just talking, Jimmy and Jake, we were all just talking about Jimmy Corsetti, Jake Angeli, about the Egyptians and how they would go into the pyramids and like go on these psychedelic trips and see like humans with animal heads. And I'm wondering if it's just like you're tapping into the consciousness of the animal on Earth, or if there are actually species on other planets that have gotten into the psychedelics before the monkeys did, and they started to develop their brain consciousness and kind of stomped out all the other animals, and were like, so there's like a wolf animal. See, the opposable thumbs are kind of interesting. Like that's a real big value of evolution, but like that doesn't mean that other animals couldn't have gained like serious consciousness from psychedelics on other planets. Well, maybe it's both. Maybe it's that we're tapping into like the animal's consciousness on Earth, and there's
but I know like the tusk-looking men, they're described as being Nephilim or demons from like the Hindu mythologies. So that's interesting that I saw it, but you never know if it's just your mind playing tricks with what you see, if there's something there. Because they never spoke to me, but I was thinking, and it got to a point where the word I was trying to say just turned into like wah, 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 wah. So that's what I was hearing in my head while I was seeing this. So it was a really trippy experience, because that's the most I've ever tripped off DMT. Not that I've done it a lot. It was only like my third time. But yeah, I'm trying to go down a bit of a spiritual journey, trying to see what's out there without, doing it too dangerous, because you don't want to leave before you know where to land. But yeah, I'm trying to go on a spiritual journey myself.
I found that confession helps, and not like church. I never really went to church before, but I was actually confessing on the internet. I would make internet videos about my past, about things that had happened to me or things I'd done that I wasn't proud of.
Yeah.
And they would like come into my mind and I'd get distracted. But as I would make a video and talk about it, people would be like, oh, you idiot, that's how horrible of you. And it'd be humiliating. But then it would no longer distract me, that memory. It was like, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't know why some people rag on therapy, because I feel like that's similar to confessions or prayer, where you're vocalizing what's abstract in your mind into physical vibrations and sounds and words. And I think that in itself helps just release some of the tension. If you can name what's bothering you, you can move forward.
Like you're crystallizing it into actual sound. I don't know if it's not literally crystallization, but like you're materializing it.
Yeah, in a sense, turning it from abstract to reality, because verbalizing it creates sound waves and people can hear it. I think it just gets a load off your chest.
I thought about how like thoughts maybe have weight, like literal dark matter. Like you can, sometimes you can walk in a room and you can feel someone's energy. Like, oh, that guy's you can feel if they're having a bad day or a good day, and I wonder if that takes it out of that space and then puts it into a vibration, so it's like dispersed, like it's no longer clouding you, it's no longer around you. Man, the clarity that comes with that is definitely part of the journey.
Oh yeah. There was one experience I had with shrooms, that kind of woke me up and stopped daydreaming as much. So I think certain psychedelics I think can help the mood and the mind go forward, evolve, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like the psychedelic is like the oil that you squirt on the chain on your bike. Like it's the oil's not going to get you to your destination, but if you can oil the bike and you're willing to do the work of pedaling, it makes it, I think, a little easier. It's can be scary, as like you said. You got to know where you're going to land.
I think I might have a little DMT left from the last trip, but I haven't touched it. I am a little scared because I don't know what's going to happen this time.
Yeah, it's the kind of drug I've noticed that it's not like they don't have addictive substances like other amphetamines or cocaine. Even weed has like a big psychological. For me, it had an addictive quality.
I am a bit of a cannabis user myself. I've never like tripped balls or hallucinated on weed. It's more of like the physical calming. That's nice. But yeah, they do say that about weed. Some people can go really paranoid.
Yeah, it's psychoactive, and I think when it was illegal, that maybe a lot of it was paranoid. I'd be like, oh, am I going to get found out? And it's like, fuck. If I'm in a place where it's I noticed when California legalized it, I was like...
I think in Arizona, it's been legalized the last couple of years.
It's so great. But I do love that about psychedelics, that it doesn't have that addictive thing. It's like you do it once, and you're like, Jesus, now I learned. Okay, I don't need to do that again. And you can like remember the experience for years. And then I think also a lot of it's about microdosing and like dosage, because
I don't know about dosing when it comes to DMT. That's something I'm interested to learn from somebody who's done it.
Yeah,
more of an expert. Like
a lot of I think the danger of psychedelics in society comes from overdosing in general, and a lot of people
not knowing
the walls are melting. You're like, well, you took too much if the walls are melting.
My first experience with DMT, not that the walls were melting, well, kind of the walls, but it was more like the boxes. But my hand also looked super detailed. I could see like every wrinkle in my hand. And then the pipe I had with the DMT, it did look like worms for a second when I looked down on it. I'm like, I think I had too much. I'm gonna go inside and write it out.
Yeah.
And the idea of seeing like those clockwork elves kind of freaked me out. I'm like, I don't want to see little people right now.
Did you?
No, I never did. That time it was just mostly souls. But like I said, the last one was a big one when I saw like the...
We're doing a video. Oh, you're a little out of print.
You guys waiting?
No, come on in, join us. What do you got on your mind?
What do I have on my mind?
Yeah.
Mostly talking
You're not Mike, but yeah.
Psychedelics.
I'm Ian.
Ian?
Yeah.
I'm Seth.
Seth, good to see you, dude.
Just if you want to talk into it. I'm Alex. I was interviewing him for my podcast called the Oddball Odyssey.
Okay.
We were just talking about like DMT and psychedelics.
Right on.
You ever go to the psychedelic realm?
I'm educated. We'll say that.
Yeah. It's powerful stuff. Society may need but it's all about the dosage, a lot of it.
Sure. And DMT specifically is interesting. And it's interesting to me because if you look, are you guys men of faith? Do you read the Bible?
No, I haven't read the Bible, but I'm trying to learn God a little bit better.
I think God is real. I've never really adhered to any one human religion, but I can sense it. I see the cosmic microwave background radiation through radio telescopes, and you can see it's like this fractal neural net. There's some sentience greater than the human.
And you've experienced that with DMT, right?
Well, no, I've actually only puffed on that stuff. Okay. But psilocybin helped, but a lot of it was science, like just seeing the data. Because I was always like, if I can't prove it, there's no reason to believe it. But when you see that radiation, it looks like a neural net. There's some math going on that is way.
So what if I told you that Moses and the Israelites, when they spoke with God on Mount Sinai, they've found conjecture evidence that there's an acacia bush on Mount Sinai that used to exist at the time. I don't believe it exists anymore. But that acacia bush contained DMT. And if you read the story of the Bible, they talk about the mountain being aflame and covered in smoke, right? And all of these people had a shared experience when they went up to Mount Sinai. Moses was up there first. He made contact with God, right? And then he brought the rest of the Israelites up the mountain, right? And in the Bible, it says that they were surrounded by smoke and flame. Okay, and they're all having this shared experience. Now, if you understand our brains to be evolved from where they used to be, imagine a virgin human brain, unimpeded by technology and a flood of information. Right now, we're overloaded with information. So imagine a brain that's not overloaded with information, and all of a sudden, you're introduced to DMT that's burning because of a forest fire on a mountain, right? And all these people have a shared experience and speak with God.
Sounds about right.
So would that restore your faith in the story of the Bible?
Oh, I think a lot of that Bible's real. Some of it, I feel like government's got a hold of it, and they're like, let's tweak. But like Moses, like that sounds legit.
There was a King James that altered and made his version, so it's hard to tell exactly what I think is accurate because we have too many stories. It's been rewritten so many times. But
were you about to go? I've got to go. We're about to get ready for a show.
Tucker's getting on right now.
All right, I'm going on with him.
Yeah, no problem. Thank
Great
you.
to see you again, dude.
Great, good to meet you.
See you later.
Hopefully we can meet again soon.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that, Ian.